topic of your choice. Episode 1, Thomas Coates leaves Kelty Hearts. Here we are, we've got a new series called Topic of Your Choice. I'll explain the kind of format of how it goes down every single week, but I hope you enjoy it regardless. I'd love it if this episode could get a lot of feedback and support, so if you do enjoy it, please hit a like on it, just because it will show me that you actually do enjoy the new format of this kind of series. But aye, let's get into it. I asked for your votes on Twitter, and 58 votes came in for it, so cheers if you got involved in that. If you want to get involved in future episodes of this, it's basically I set up a poll, give you 4 choices, and you vote for the one that you'd like me to talk about. So if you want to get involved in the future episodes, then head over to my Twitter. If you want to get involved, then that's where it'd be. Every Sunday I start the poll early in the morning and it runs till 8 PM, so there you go. If you want to get involved, do that. This week, as you've already seen by the title and the thumbnail, we're here to talk about Thomas Coates leaving Kelty Hearts. He was one of the brightest up-and-coming managers slash coaches in Scottish football, really, and especially in the lower leagues. He's probably one of the most successful ones there has been in a long time. Kelty was a real project for Thomas Coates. He's been there for so many years and he showed so much loyalty to Kelty, and he got them to places where they probably couldn't have dreamt of before his appointment. He really transformed the club, as I said, and here's his kind of career stats in total. 13 years in total at Kelty Hearts over 2 separate spells. 11 consecutive seasons with the club. 179 games as a player and player manager on the pitch. And he was manager for 174 games on top of that. Over 350 games for Kelty Hearts. In the managerial side of it, he won 128 games, drew 20 and lost 26. Giving himself an overall win ratio of 74%. He won 3 league titles, 1 cup and 2 playoff victories. Can you see me now?
You see me now?
If you can find me a manager, especially that low down in the pyramid, that's got a better overall consistent record, then I'll be amazed. I think you'll struggle though. He ended his stay with Kelty just last week, with them sitting top of the Lowland League, 1 level below the SPFL. Of course, you get the pyramid system at that stage, where if you finish top of that league, you play the person who was finished top of the Highland League, and then you play the bottom team in the SPFL, which in recent seasons has been teams like Cowdenbeath. Since the shock resignation of Tam Coates, Kelty have went on to play 1 game in the South Challenge Cup, and they lost that 3-2 to East Stirling. That was just at the weekend there. In my opinion, there's no doubt that the departure of Thomas Coates, how kinda out of the blue it was for a lot of people, it could have had a massive effect on how Kelty played at the weekend, because the club's suddenly thrown up in the air after years of consistency and years of success. Their manager, the man behind it all, just suddenly resigns from his position and leaves the club in a sense of disarray, or at least that's what it seems like for the outside. Kelty are still in such a great position, but it was just a bit of a shock that it was going so well for them and then their manager resigned. It was a bit reminiscent of Zinedine Zidane after winning the Champions League with Real Madrid last season, and then all of a sudden he just decides to leave. It is quite reminiscent of that because it was such a shock to the general public. Why would a manager that's having so much success just leave at a point when he's still having that success? It's not like they suddenly started falling off to the top of the league or anything. They're still sitting top of that league right now. The club's been improving week on week, it seems, because every time I go to Kelty Hearts, every time I visit New Central Park, mainly for Dunfermline under 20s games at the moment because Kelty Hearts play on Saturdays at 3 PM, there always seems to be improvements with the stadium. Their stadium's changed so much in the last 5 years, and it really is a kind of representation of the commitment that these people have at Kelty, and they're looking to revamp their stadium every single time that the spectators come to watch a game. They've just put in new turnstiles, they've had 2 new stands built within the last 12 months, and they're looking to build ones behind each goal as well, which shows even more improvement that they want to do to reach the level that they eventually want to go to, which I imagine is being in the SPFL 42. In the 5 years that Thomas Coates was manager, he's transformed Kelty from being a wee junior club that was always kind of one of the better teams in the juniors to being a kind of powerhouse of the Lowland Leagues now, because the way that Kelty played and the players that they've got at their disposal, they are players that could possibly play at a higher level. I'm assuming that they could easily play at League 2. It's credit to what Tam Coates has done, because he came in as manager and purchased 10 players on free transfers, and they went on to completely transform the club. It really is impressive stuff, and if you can get a manager that can do that on a consistent basis, of course it's one of the hardest things to do, is getting the right recruitment every single time, but He's done well at Kelty Hearts on pretty much every signing he's made. I can't really remember a signing that's really fell on its arse with him. So the fact that he's brought in so many faces and they've all kind of succeeded at Kelty, except for maybe the odd one or two, it really is impressive stuff for a manager that is really just at the start of his managerial career. The reason why Tam Coates has left Kelty, I believe it's for a league job. The only reason that I could see him leaving Kelty was for a job within the SPFL. It is a bit of a shock that he's left Kelty now when they're in such a good position to perhaps go on and be a league team come next season. He's taking the risk and it looks like it could be for a league job. Who knows if that's the truth? He might have just left it to kind of have a wee break for football just because he's been non-stop at it for so long. But it would seem quite odd if that was the case, to leave them just at the beginning of a season really. I thought he would have been the man to try and take Kelty into the SPFL 42, but it seems like he wants to try a different kind of challenge and test himself really. He's not got a new job yet at any club. He might have by the time this video goes up. It might take another few weeks or months. He might be like David Hopkin when he left Livingston, left with so much adulation from the fans that he left, and then waited months to get a new job. Who knows what will happen with Thomas Coates? But in my opinion, I think he's left Kelty Hearts because there's a position coming up for him in the near future. If he is to take a job within the SPFL 42, I would imagine that it's a team like Stirling Albion or Berwick Rangers that you could put most of your betting money on. They're two teams at the lowest level of Scottish football just now. This is why I said I was kind of surprised that he's left Kelty to perhaps that be his two main jobs, because Kelty could be in the same position as these teams come next season. So in my opinion, it's a wee bit of a shot in the foot if Kelty do end up going and doing that. If they don't and he gets one of these jobs, then kudos to him. Due to me thinking that going to a League 2 club wouldn't be as beneficial as just staying at Kelty, at a push he could have a chance at the Airdrieonians job. I'm not too sure. Obviously, a young coach with that much talent and that much kind of presence around a club and ability to change it so much in a short period of time. In modern day football, you don't get many coaches like that. Perhaps a team like Airdrieonians, who have been floundering in League 1 for so many years now, want to take a risk and go with a manager that is largely untested at league level but has had so much success that you can't really ignore it. When it comes to Kelty Hearts now and where they go from here and who the next managerial appointment would be, it's absolutely vital that they get this right. There's no way they'll get someone as successful as Thomas Coates is, and if they do, then it's a fantastic appointment and they'll go on to be just the exact same club that they always have been in recent years. But I struggle to really think of a manager that could come in and have such a big impact on the same group of players, because the ethos was there with Thomas Coates and he's just such a voice at the sidelines because you hear him every single game. He always demands perfection with his teams. In my opinion, in the next 5 to 7 years, Kelty Hearts could easily be a team in League 1 pushing for promotion year on year. It's a long way away and there's a lot of steps to go before that, but I believe that they've got everything in that club, the foundations are already there, that they could go on and push on, because there's teams in League 2, of course, that get to that stage and then can't make the push on. You've got teams like Clyde in League 2 and Peterhead even, because they've been kind of pushing for League 1 in recent years and then pushing for the Championship when they were in League 1 themselves. It's a hard job to do, to just kind of go to a league and win and win and win, but Kelty Hearts have been doing that at every stage so far. Thomas Coates has been a big part to play in that. Can they do it with a new manager in charge? I've got no doubt Kelty Hearts will eventually appoint a manager of great calibre, and there's been whispers of Barry Ferguson being linked with the job. It would certainly fit into that great calibre that I've just mentioned there, but would he have the success as a manager? I'm not too sure about that one, but it would certainly link in with, as I said, the great calibre of who the player has been in the past, and it would probably inspire players to go and play for him. But would it have the same effect as a manager like Thomas Coates, who was genuinely a really good coach and manager at that level specifically? This was a massive turn of events in the lower leagues of Scottish football, and I for one didn't expect it, and I think the large majority of the general public didn't expect it either. Did you expect it? Let me know in the comments. It'll be interesting to see what happens to both parties now. Will Thomas Coates actually go up and get a job in the higher level of the footballing pyramid, whether that be in Scotland or elsewhere? And how will Kelty be able to cope without him? And will they make the right next appointment in the managerial position? As I said before, have your say in the comments below. I'll be there to have a discussion with every single one of you on whatever your opinion is on it. please get involved, because that's what this show's about. Topic of your choice is a thing where you choose what I talk about. So if you want to get involved, then the only way to do that is by commenting below after I've spoke about it, and let me know what your thoughts on it are. But aye, that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a like. As I said, any support on this video would be massively appreciated, because it will show me if this is a worthwhile series to keep running week on week. As I said before, comment down below what you think on this topic specifically, and subscribe for more of this type of content. And until our next video, which will be punted along on Wednesday, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.